Hello. Today we shall talk to everybody out there. And today we shall talk a little bit about the revolution of technology. And we shall talk a little bit about our time and sickness. And maybe you have already seen just a little bit in the movies on our time today. I want to go on a subject. The subject is radiation. Have you heard about radiation? Do you know about radiation? Have they teach you about radiation? Yes? No? Okay. The radiation is an energy source, and when you have an energy source, you know that you have about fire too. Energy is very much the same as fire. But the difficulties about fire is you cannot sustain it. You cannot keep it like that. You have to create a form so you can fill it up with other things. So the fire will be everlasting as best as possible. That is the genius about everlasting fire. Fire that is not burning, but is sustained in a temperature where you can make things grow. The electricity form is nearly the same as fire. It's an energy source too. And it can very much be compared with fire. But let's talk about the radiation. If you have been exposed for radiation, have you heard about what that really happens to the body? Yes? No? Okay, you have heard about radiation sickness, that the skin will take a damage and you can get big spots where the body cannot heal itself because it have been burned in such a way, So you are, so to say, a kind in fire. Okay. Interested. Can we comparing radiation sickness with other kind of sickness? Let me take an example. You have heard about HIV once again. Can we comparing HIV with radiation sickness? Actually, we can comparing it very much. And that is a funny thing, because if you think on HIV, it appears in the revolution of the technology. That was in the 80s. If you go back, you can find all kind of sci-fi technology movies. It was the revolution of the progress into our time with the technology. That was where everything was really going to be pushed in a direction where everything was possible. And that is very sad too, because every time where you can use technology in a good way, you can use it in a bad way. And it's what we are going to talk about, because you out there have bought a phone. Yes, a phone. And you really just take it for granted. Your health, everything. But understand this. When you are young, the cell have a lot to copy itself. It does not have a problem. So, when the body is getting exposed for damage, it have very much good to repairing itself. Now we take the radiation, and we can find you with a GPS. We can actually find you in your room where you sit with your telephone. And we are so advanced, so we have this big box we can put on the floor. We can actually search where you're sitting. And now when we have spot you on the heating camera, we put the box over you and we turn it on. Yeah, what now? You're sitting already in a bubble of Wi-Fi. That bubble you sit in is a kind of fire. Yeah, it is. You're sitting in a radiation bubble. You can compare it very much with the microwave radiation. That's what you're sitting in. Now they are making it more advanced, because now they are targeting your head. Now you push into the pawn, maybe. Yeah, you're pushing into the pawn. Now you're going to touch yourself. And there's happening some magic inside of your mind. Yeah, magic happen inside of your mind when they are targeting your head in your own apartment, sitting right over you, or with a satellite. Yes, this is very sad. It's fucking sad. And you're living in a apartment. And now you go to the doctor and you say you are beginning to feel this heat, and you have maybe spot on your body or something like that. And now the doctor will say to you that you have HIV maybe. Because you shall understand this. They experiment a lot about this fire and people. Because magic is happening in that. Your reach abilities is suddenly going to be much more advanced, because the device you have can suddenly reach from here and all over to South Korea, maybe, America, Deutschland, areas where it's not closed from the technology. But there will always be an open door, even to the countries that seems like closed for the technology. So when you are in your bubble of fire, you become that. Your arms is getting so fucking long, so you can touch a little bit here and there. Yeah. It's magic. But there's a limit for the body how much it can take of that radiation. And when the cells have been burned too many times and the damage have become too big, it will begin to have a problem to heal itself. And that's when you begin to age. Your body is getting older. Simple as that. The creation from when you're touching yourself or you're jacking it off, there's happening a magic inside of your head too, a production of fire. Yes, because when you shall create a clone from yourself inside a woman, when you have sex, when you shall make her pregnant, it needs very much the same kind of fire that happens to you. And that will expand inside the woman's womb. Yes, it's true. So there's a lot of fire in it, even when you have not made her pregnant. So that's your fire. Now you sit in fire, and now your fire will go off, so to say. But actually, it will evolve in the bubble of fire you're already in. That bubble will become a part of you. So now you shall understand the magic stick, you shall understand the unicorn, and you shall understand the light sword. Yeah, true Star Wars. So, you have maybe actually make the fire you're sitting in pregnant, in a way. This bubble you cannot see will maybe go into the clouds, and now up in the clouds there's filled with water, and in that water there's fire too. Suddenly a thunder god can maybe be seen, like in the old myths and legends. It's a funny way of think of, don't you think? And it's very dangerous too. But the military very much know about this shit. So yes, it's a problem. It's very much a big problem. Because you have been represented for something, and now it's a jungle. And you don't really know what you can trust, and you don't really know what part you want to be a part of. And do you have a choice? Maybe not. Because if you don't choose it, what then? Do they want to sustain you without being a part of them? And that's where the problem is very much seen. So, angels, maybe. Aliens, maybe it's the same. What do you think? But angels, they definitely don't want to. And why does they don't want that? Because if that was true, then suddenly everybody was going to be religious, you know. Yes. Is it a problem? Yeah, it's very much a problem if the dark side is true too.